The movie we decided to watch this week is called My Mom's a Werewolf. The movie box is actually much better when you can't read it. Maybe you could just imagine it's a different movie altogether. You remember in Young Frankenstein where they had that line of jokes that said, werewolf? Their wolf? Imagine an entire movie made of those types of jokes, and you'll kind of get an idea of what we have here. I ran across this movie and decided to watch it based mostly on the fantastic caliber of actors involved. The dad is played by the Klingon ambassador from Star Trek VI, the undiscovered monkey. I'm pretty sure that the mom in the movie is played by the writer's actual mom, and not an actress or anyone who has talent. John, I'm in every bad 80s movie Saxon, plays the villain. Actually, I kind of like him in this. He seems like he's having a fun time camping it up. I really wouldn't be surprised if this quote-unquote film is actually roof surfing off the success of Teen Wolf, maybe blended together a little bit with My Stepmom is an Alien. Because of the fact that it's blending two different films together and ripping them off, the plot doesn't really make much sense. They have to keep inserting genre-specific scenes that don't really match the feel of the movie. Also, this movie constantly gets werewolf powers mixed up with vampire powers. I don't know if they were trying to create some sort of a new genre, a new spin on the old werewolf story, but whatever it was they were going for, it just didn't work. I know this film is supposed to be a comedy, but they really try to force the comedy onto it, and it just doesn't work with the timing. At the beginning of the movie, the wife or the mother comes home in a station wagon and tries to get the groceries out of the back, and the family dog is like forcing her to carry all the bags at once, and she gets locked out of the house. It's setting up all this stuff, but the joke never comes. Now the father calls on the phone. He has to work late. I guess he has to sign a peace treaty with Kirk or something like that. And so, while on the phone, the mom talks about making some new dish because she's a vegetarian, but the father is actually a meat eater, and he's not actually working late, he just wants to eat meat. And so it's like all of this that was set up to be a comedy is now this type of mother is frustrated with her life, she's unhappy with the way things have turned out. And so right away you don't know what mood the movie is going for. And this is really tame, especially for a PG movie. But right at the beginning, you get an accidental side boob shot of the mom, and the dog is licking her. I felt really queasy. Is it bad that I can't remember any of the characters' names? The mom's name is Leslie Shaber, according to the internet. I wonder if the writers picked Shaber because it sounds like shave her. I also wonder if there were any writers. So the plot really kicks into high gear when the mom goes to the animal shop to pick up a flea collar for the dog. It's about this time that my brain started leaking out of my ears, but I battled through it. This is, though, when John Saxon shows up. He pretends to eat a mouse, so the movie sort of redeems itself. He tries to turn wearing sunglasses into an art form. Saxon is the owner of a pet shop, and so Leslie, the mom, is obviously into him. It's well known, I guess, that pet shop owners are super rich, hot. Maybe she was just a big fan of the band Pet Shop Boys. She accepts his invitation to lunch, and somehow the mom's daughter finds that they're eating lunch together and is spying on her date. I have no idea why John Saxon even wants to eat lunch anyway after having a mouse, but whatever. At the restaurant, he orders a really expensive-sounding wine, a Frou-Frou 68, something like that, and raw meat. He then begins to lick the mom's hand while the daughter watches. So after cleaning all the vomit off of our walls, I started up the movie again. The waiter brings Leslie's food, it's vegan stuff, and John Saxon starts hissing at it. We have no idea why. He runs outside from being scared of food, leaving her with the bill. She pays, follows him outside where he's just walking like normal. It doesn't make any sense. Saxon just goes back to the pet shop. The mother runs in to confront him about leaving her with the bill, but he's already changed clothes, and he's ready for some lovemaking. Saxon makes the mom a drink, and he puts a fish in it. She throws the fish out, downs the drink, and asks for another, apparently forgetting all about the reason she came there to talk about the bill. And we're never told why he decided to put a fish in her drink, nor why she doesn't act like it's weird. It's just she wants another drink, sans the fish. Saxon takes off his shirt. It is gross. and starts making out with the mom. Interestingly, the two girls, her daughter and her friend, are outside fighting each other to see who can look through the back door window to see her mom and this guy making out. Going back inside, we see Saxon sucking on Mom's toes, and then he bites on her big toe. Apparently all of this starts her turning into a werewolf. The girls are still outside, apparently trying to see the mom orgasm, when a policeman comes by, kicks them off the property. He, of course, starts looking into the window too, but he never thinks to stop the obvious attack and rape. Good going there, officer. Once the mom is back home, she has a big craving for meat. That's what she said. And tons of sex with her husband. Later, the mom starts turning into a werewolf, which conveniently happens on the night of Halloween. She's desperately trying to hide what's going on with her family because Saxon tells her that her family will hate her when they find out. But that doesn't really work because the rest of the town sees her at the hairdresser's place. It's full of women, but they think that she has great hair and they want to help her style it. Later on, we find out the town high school jock wants to have sex with her, hairy legs and all. In fact, she stuffs his mouth full of her leg hair, and apparently he likes it. Saxon basically is immortal. He just wants to have puppies with the mom. He tells her in a dream that he will come back for her after he turns into a leaky vegetable and scare her. I don't know. I really started to lose all interest at this point, much like the director did apparently. It's all pretty stupid and forgettable, and like every other schlock film you've seen. And we know there has to be a fight. There's only one between the fully transformed mom, i.e. a $1 mask they must have bought from a Halloween surplus store, and then Saxon, also in a $1 mask, but this one's a bit darker. I say fight, but basically all he does is hug her on different parts of the bedroom. I guess the director got an erection from filming poorly set up lighting and furniture, so he must have been really happy that day. Somewhere in all this mess, the daughter and the daughter's friend go to a comic book horror convention. They consult a spirit medium. The Madame Gypsy is played by Ruth Buzzy in what's probably her most chin-defining role to date. And of course, all of this setup pays off in the end when... No, actually, the daughter puts on a football helmet and kills their werewolf with a fork taped to a stick. Oh, and plot twist, spoiler alert, the daughter turns into a werewolf at the end credits. I decided to look up a little bit about the director, Michael Fischer, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was born in Vienna, Australia in 1952. He loves sausage and lederhosen, I'm sure. There were no pictures online. I'm sure he's a handsome, strapping young fellow with a love for life and art and always dreamed of being the next Akira Kurosawa. My Mom's a Vampire is not the only brilliant movie he's hatched, though. Just a select list of his classics. Crack House. Apparently this is a movie about a real museum featuring, famous asses from history. Next we have Death Spa. A rogue jacuzzi turns to a life of crime and violence when a college student defecates in his mother. Rice Girl, make you laugh long time, it really funny. Mascara Diablo, the Hollywood true story of Diablo Cody, maybe with bonus feature makeup tips. Dead Time Stories, get it? And then finally, White Screech. So Dustin Diamond, I guess, is in this. It's his feature debut as a man who takes shit from no one. Rampaging through the streets of Detroit with his trusty .44 Magnum, he takes crime bosses out one by one, while apparently having illicit sex with the last 10 winners of People's Hottest Female Actresses from 1999 to 2008. You know, there's a couple things about this movie that I actually learned something. Dentists wear rings on the outside of their gloves. I had no idea about that. If you're an immortal beast, you should own and run a pet store. Werewolves are frightened by any kind of food that's not meat. You can only control minds if you tilt your sunglasses down. Very important for you out there that might be trying to take over the world. Vampires and werewolves aren't distinct and separate, but they have interchangeable powers that can actually just change at whim. If you see something scary, you will literally turn white. Also, just in a general movie-making type situation, if you blow all your budget on getting the rights to the song Little Red Riding Hood, you're probably going to make a sucky movie. And then the last one that I learned, no one thinks it is weird at all to eat raw meat while driving through town. So my final analysis: unless someone pays you to watch it, you should kill it with a fork, preferably before it gets more powerful.